What's up, guys? Intricate Explorer here today, and I am at the University of Colorado Boulder campus at night. So as you can see, I'm on the side of a busy road right here and got the GoPro out, and there is where the campus begins. That's the UMC right there, and it just goes for like almost a mile in one direction and then maybe like a half a mile in this direction. So it's a fucking huge campus, and half of it's lit up at night, half of it isn't. There's like pockets of light, but I think it's just the perfect amount of light that I can get some really cool architectural stuff. So I'm gonna bring out the fucking wide angle lens and just go nuts, because I've wanted to do CU campus for a long time. It's where I went to college, and I just really want to go fucking hard on it. It's Cinco de Mayo right now. I don't feel like drinking. I feel like getting some fucking photos. So I'm gonna do that. But first, I'm gonna try and get across this busy street right here. And I'm gonna run across the street right now. I'm gonna set up camp in the middle of the intersection, as you can see here. And I'm gonna pop in a time lapse because it's time for a motherfucking time lapse. So let's do it. 3, 2, 1, here we go. All right, so I'm taking this time lapse right now, the one you just watched, and I already got stopped by a police officer within 5 minutes of me starting it. As you can see, he's, yeah, you can't really see. He's like way back there. But for some reason, people just fucking don't like photographers. They're just like, what are you doing? It's just such a weird thing because not many people are doing it nowadays. Like, everyone's got a phone and they're just shooting everything on their phone. So when you're out there with a tripod and like a big camera, it's just like, what is he fucking doing? So it's kind of interesting that like almost every single time I go out, someone asks what I'm doing of authority in some way, shape, or form. You can watch my other video, the Millennium Bridge video, where I got stopped by security twice just by shooting in the streets of a building. I was like right by the front of the building where there was literally just like an entranceway to the door. I was on the street in public, and these like officers came out of the building and they're like, what are you doing here? You can't be shooting here. It's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, so guess that's just the life of a photographer in 2019, you know, just security like every day. A lot of times I just lie and I just say I'm doing it for like a school project, because there actually are some places you have to get permission to be a photographer to shoot photos, which is kind of crazy. It's like, you're just shooting a photo. Like, why do you need to take permission of that? But yeah, it's pretty nuts. So yeah, I always just say I'm like working with a school project or something, and usually everyone's like, oh, okay, he's a student. And they let you know, get away with it. So that's usually what works for me. But all right, well, I'm gonna go move and explore somewhere on CU campus right now. So let's go do it. All right, so check out this hallway. It's this really long hallway with these like eerie lights glowing along the lines, and when I put it down all the way to 10 millimeters, it just looks so epic. Like, look how close I am to these lights. There are these walls. They're literally like right here, and look how close this camera is to them, and it's still getting all those angles in frame. So I'm putting this on a 2.5 second exposure because it's gonna be a long shot, and see what it turns out like. Let's see. Ooh, that looks pretty sick, but it looks like fucking warp speed with like those bricks in the shot. So I'm gonna go stand in frame actually and get another one of these shots. All right, so I've been playing with this a bit here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on a 1 second exposure. And since I was saying before, these walls, like, since they're lined and they just look like such like a fucking warp light speed thing, I'm gonna make it a blur. So I'm gonna be walking forward with a 1 second blur. So it's gonna be like a blur of me just like running forward into this like warp tunnel. So that's what I'm gonna capture. Here's what that shot looks like. All right, guys, quick pro tip. Always bring one of these microfiber cloths with you when you go out shooting, because your lens will sometimes just get so dirty like that you'll just see smudges in your shots, especially when you like point at lights and stuff like that. And these things are so light and they make such a big difference. Even if it's raining or something, just being able to clear it off real fast and not get it gross looking Trust me, lifesaver. Always bring them. All right, so check this out right here. I'm in front of Norland Library, which here, I'll get a view so you can see the whole thing. But it's this massive library. It's like the head library of CU campus. So while I still have the wide angle lens on, I'm getting really up close here to the point where it just looks like this fucking epic, perfectly symmetrical mesh of lights. And since this lens is really good at capturing stars, you can see those lights right there will be like a perfect star when I forward it, just because it's the way the blade aligns with the lens, so it creates that kind of star. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the shot. I'm also gonna try one of me in frame right at that doorway right there, standing, and see what the different ones turn out. But look at that, it's so fucking epic. The hardest part is just getting this perfectly symmetrical, because even like little minuscule movements of this thing can like shift the entire thing off balance. And when you have so many straight lines like this, it has to be perfectly straight. So this might take a little while. You just gotta take like a ton of shots, just like over and over until you see that perfectly right. And you can fix it a little bit in post-production later on, but it's a lot easier if you just have that perfectly symmetrical shot right out of the camera, so you don't have to do post-production editing later on. Hey, what's up? So I'm gonna get this shot right now. All right, it's a funny story. Back when I was in college, this vent right here is literally where I spent the night once. So I was actually dating my ex-girlfriend, and I was planning on spending the night at her place, and I was all the way up in Boulder. And her parents decided to come into town and surprise her that night. So I had no plans to be able to get out and have a place to sleep for the night, because they were there and they didn't know we were sleeping together. So it was this whole thing. So my phone ended up dying, and my car was, I don't even remember why. I think I took the bus up here or something. So I literally had nowhere to go, no one to contact, nothing to do. It was freezing cold. I was outside, and I literally spent the night laying in front of this heater thing right here, because it expels warm air. So I will never forget this place, because it was a fucking long night, but that thing literally kept me alive one night. So I'm really thankful for it. All right, so check out the color of these. They're so vibrant in color. And if you go down below here, there's even red ones right here. And then they're green right there. So I'm gonna have a field day with these flowers. I just put on my 7200 millimeter, so I'm gonna stop that down to like 2.8 f4, which is give me a really big depth of field. And I'm gonna zoom in to get some really close and colorful pictures of those flowers, because when else do you see fucking purple flowers? Like, look at that. What the fuck? All right, so I just met some random drunk college kids, and there's actually like this Nope neon sign right over here, and it's for like this art museum, and when they're closed it just says Nope on it. So I had him stand in front of it, and I got a fucking dope portrait shot of it, just like lighting up the silhouette of his face. So here's what that shot looks like. All right, well, I got a few cool shots, so I'm thinking I might call this a night. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like button if you liked the video. It helps me a lot, especially with engagement. Subscribe if you really liked it. I appreciate the views. Until next time, when I go do something else interesting and crazy. Ooh, look at this dark alley. If you never see another video from me again, this is where I disappeared, so peace.